thank you for stopping by the Massachusetts Beer Reviews channel of YouTube. I'm Thomas Metal 75, and this is your Massachusetts Beer Review. And as if there aren't enough video reviews on YouTube already, and I already did the light beer challenge blind against this beer, Miller Lite and Coors Light, I'm going to be reviewing Bud Light. Because individually as a beer, I have not looked at that on camera. I looked at Bud Light Platinum and Budweiser, not Bud Light, on my own YouTube review page. Now, this isn't the first nationally commercialized light beer that came out. This was introduced in 1982, the Bud Light. Originally, it was called Budweiser Light. From Anheuser Busch, I'm looking at the internet here on my computer screen, and I find that Miller Lite was nationally introduced in 1975, and some point in the 90s was when the Coors beer came west of the, it's when it came east of the Rockies, I should say, and became nationalized. So that was much later. It gets an NA overall in the style of Pale Lager on Rate Beer, and it gets a 1 out of 100 in the style, so it's a crap beer, they say on Rate Beer. Don't drink it. 48 by the Bros, it's an overall bad beer score, and a 43, well, it's 48 by Beer Advocate's scores, and a 43 by the Bros, which is an awful for the light lager style. Don't drink it. This is what they're trying to tell you. TapIntoYourBeer.com, an AB Anheuser Busch InBev website that tells you all about the InBev beers. Bud Light was first introduced in the U.S. in 1982. Its superior drinkability and refreshing flavor have made it the world's best-selling light beer. It's 4.2% alcohol by volume. All they use, and it's 110 calories per 12 fluid ounces. All they use is water, barley malt, rice, yeast, and hops. Everything in the Bud family of Anheuser-Busch beers use rice. And I'm going to pour it in like a, I guess it's just the standard kind of a style, no-name pint glass. So we'll see what we think about the old standby. Now they tell you, oh, I'm spilling it. Fuck. Not a clue what happened there, guys. I didn't think I poured that too aggressively that it needed to spill onto my shorts here. Now, Anheuser-Busch tells you that you gotta, even with the Budweiser, so I'm gonna do that with the Bud Light too. Straight down the center to get that aroma coming off of the beer, but more importantly, get your rich sort of looking head. They say this is a American style light lager, premium light beer. It is brewed using a blend of premium aroma hop varieties, both American grown and imported, and a combination of barley malts and rice. Superior drinkability. Okay. The official beer of the NFL, UFC, NBA, SXSW, and prolific Super Bowl partner and advertiser. Okay. It's almost 4 minutes. Let's do this now. Yeah, totally bubbly appearance, straw yellow with a big white head that's gonna die. Pop, pop, fizz, fizz. Now the smell is quite grainy. There's a underlining sweetness and it's quite grainy. And you can definitely smell some kind of ricey, wet, papery kind of thing. Almost like a cooked veggie thing as well. Like, you know, the water if you boil some vegetables, that kind of deal. Just kind of a wet, grainy, sweet, cardboardy, wet paper kind of deal, but I guess I wouldn't expect less from an American-style light lager, so, I mean, nothing to rave about. Let's try it on camera. Cheers. Bud Light. Well, as you would imagine from an American-style light lager, it's crisp, it's clean, and then it's extremely refreshing. The flavors I'm getting are pretty, and should I say that the body is light and watery. And the flavors I'm getting, while not much there still are light hints and notes in the beer. I'm getting grains, definitely some kind of cereal grains, and that rice lager kind of a taste. Not as overly pronounced as, say, the Japanese beers like Sapporo or Kirin Ichiban. Those have much more of a ricey sort of a feel, but if you ever had those two beers, you kind of get that rice quality out of this. It's got a light malt and an even lighter hop zing at the end, but it's very, very light, the hop zing. It can't be more than 10 or 12 international bitterness units. And it's extremely dry finishing beer. It's one of the, it's not a, I wouldn't say it's a cottonmouth dry, but it's extremely dry and has an underlining cereal graininess and that adjunct of the rice flavor to it. And it definitely has like that wet cardboard cellar basement thing going on. Generally, the overall flavor, including into the finish before it dries, has an overall sweetness to it. 7 minutes into the video, what do I think about Bud Light? I don't think much of Bud Light, but I don't necessarily think down or think anything negative or ill will towards the Bud Light. I think when it comes to these American-style light lagers from the major corporations in the United States, and even anything else like a Heineken or an Amstel Light, Heineken Light I speak of, and Amstel Light, even those kind of beers and the Canadian lagers and your Central and South American and Asian market beers that we get in the United States, I think it really all comes down to the price point. Now, when I did Bud Miller versus each other and Miller Lite to me had a greater deal of a malty taste, which swayed my opinion in thinking and knowing what the Miller Lite was going to be. And out of Bud Light, Miller Lite, and Coors Light, that would be the one I would genuinely gravitate towards. But there's nothing wrong with this. It's just on the very light and watery side at 4.2%. Doesn't have a huge amount of malt. Has pretty much a sweet, grainy taste and that, you know, that wet, papery, thin mouthfeel to it. So, I mean, it's not a bad beer. I'll give it a C overall as a beer. It's probably right up there with what you would expect from a light lager. Yeah. This is the Bud Light getting a C from Thomas Metal 75. I like both macro beers and my craft beers, so I got no horse in the race as long as it's a beer and it's worth exploring and it's not too, I don't know, exotic down the malt liquor sort of side of things in America, then I will give it my best shot. So, C overall rating for Bud Light. Until next time, keep tasting those great beers. Cheers. See you soon.